Alright, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Just got done working out, man. So, shit, putting in work as usual, man. But, hey, shout out to all the brothers out there and the sisters, man. Shout out to all my strong black men out there, dog. They always going against the grain on this, man. Nobody know what it feel like to be a black man in America unless you a black man in America. Alright? You got $1 million. You got $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? Nobody understand that pressure that we go through on a daily basis, man, but we make it, man. And shout out to all my brothers that's living to see another day, man, and handling their business. Salute. But hey, man, let's talk about Meek and 50. All right, I'm put the little script in the description. It's a little link they had on Hot 97, but somebody got the exact time clip when he said it. And 50 says that 50 saying that that how Meek talking about prison reform, how he talking about prison reform, and he signed to a correctional officer. And you know, I thought 50 was gonna let the Ross beef slide and just, you know, he said what he said. He said basically Ross is using other relevant acts to remain relevant. All right, so he riding Drake wave, he riding I'm just saying Meek wave to remain relevant in music. And that's because Ross said, you know, I'm a businessman. He said if it made sense to work with 50 and Drake asked me to hop on the song with 50, I would do it because I'm a businessman. And you know, so 50, you know, 50 kind of, that what I told you 50 said, he used people. I thought he was gonna leave it alone after he said that. But he goes on Hot 97 and takes more shots at Ross and Meek, and he put Meek in there. He said, how you talking about prison reform and you signed to a correctional officer? So, you know, I wonder, is Meek going to respond to 50 now? You know, I thought Meek and 50 was cool, but you can't trust a rat. And that's what Curtis is a snitch. You know, and people don't want to believe it. All right, Ja Rule been saying it, Irv Gotti been saying it. You know, a lot of people done said everybody he done had issues with end up in the penitentiary. They don't end up 6 feet deep. They end up in the pen for life. So you can't trust no rat. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust no rat. That's just what it boiled down to. Everybody that been cool with 50, he didn't damn near turn their back on him. Whether it was Floyd, whether it was Buck, whether it was Banks. He even was on Instagram telling Tony Yayo, you owe me money and where my money at, and he said, come on, don't start with that shit. 50 Cent got a lot of rat tendencies. That's what made me believe. Had he not had rat tendencies and I don't see it, and I ain't know none of this, I'm like, cool. But he always end up beefing with somebody. You know what I'm saying? He end up always like taking shot. Meek ain't did shit to him. Now him and Meek had the situation where Meek brought Homeboy on stage, and he ain't no Homeboy, and 50 was beefing, and they got to clashing on stage, and Meek tried to break it up. But at this point, if I'm Meek, I'm saying some shit, dog. They be letting 50 slide like money yo bag, whatever, money bag yo, whatever his name is, and 50 Cent went on his fucking post and called his girl a hoe. You want to say called, referred his girl a hoe, and he, you know, he kind of was like, hey, she ain't no hoe, you know. So like, no, you supposed to gorilla check that nigga. Niggas in the industry be letting 50 slide. But yeah, you thump heads with 50, you gonna end up in the jail. He is Tekashi 6ix9ine. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent was calling 6ix9ine his son and shit, right? Everybody knows 6ix9ine was the feds, all right? Everybody and their mama knows Snitch 9 was the feds. Tell me I'm lying. And you was calling this dude your son, and Young Buck even said it. Young Buck came out and said 50 told 6ix9ine to snitch. I wonder if Meek gonna say nothing, but it was funny as hell though. The nigga is a comedian. I give him that. That's how he remained relevant. He's a comedian. He a big time comedian. He said, how you talking prison reform? You were assigned to a correctional officer. I ain't mad at it. That's a good question. And Ross was, if you don't know, Rick Ross was a correctional officer. Officer Ricky. But truth be told, Rick Ross won that beef. I don't care what none of you niggas say. Rick Ross beat 50. Then when his baby mama's bankrupt 50 or something, or supposed to bankrupt 50, or whatever situation may be, Rick Ross won. He beat 50 on wax. All them New York niggas that was trying to get at 50 and beat 50, only niggas that really beat him, in my opinion, was the Locks, Jadakiss and them, and Rick Ross. Rick Ross commercially defeated him. So at the end of the day, it don't even matter. You lost. Burn the house down, leave the gas can. Now you stupid motherfucker. Now you gotta buy a new one or whatever you said in Mafia music. Come on. Rick Ross already defeated 50 Cent. So that ain't even nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see if Meek gonna have something to say, man. Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video quest. Want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Let me know what y'all think about Fufi coming for Meek, and should Meek respond? We gone.